Speed! Oh! Yeah, hypnosis. Or should I not spike? I don't think it matters. Huh. Oh, whoops. My bad. That's my bad. Oh, wrong guy. Oh my god! Stop with the hoots! Stop with the hoots! Thank you. Would love some gas leak though. Ah! You monster! Oh, Bellsprout. Brother. Go down in one, please. Oh my god, I did it again. Spamming. Blindly spamming. Just realized I'll need a level 16 ghastly at some point. I will have need for one. Alright, we're gonna get another hour of this in. Should get these guys to the 20s. Oh. Then I don't know what. I don't know if I'll just focus on each guy or if I'll grind everybody up together. It's what I used to do. Just grind everybody up and then hit the Pokemon Center. Excuse me. Oh, Flail. Finally. Terrible that's his move that he learns. ground-type elephant. It learns tackle and flail by level 17. He's so bad. Now again, when you're playing through the game for the first time, if you have him, you probably taught him Mud Slap, because you were like, and then you were like, oh, it does 20. Excuse me. Mud Slap's a very unique move, though, that they never, like, expanded upon, and I'm kind of glad. I'm glad there's not a 20 power, like, version of other moves that King lowers accuracy. There does not need to be. Mud Slap is unique, and it needs to stay that way. I think I think there's like the Mud Shot, Mud Bomb, like, series. But those lower speed, which is interesting, because they could probably, I wonder if, like, they buffed Mud Slap to, like, 30 or 40, and made it lowered speed, if it'd be viable. I mean, it probably wouldn't be, but it'd be, like, a worse version of, Icy Wind. But maybe, because a lot of Pokemon would learn it. It's like a weird move because of Gen 2. Although without Gen 2, wouldn't really be able to do anything. It's so weird that they're about to release Gen 3 on the Switches, but not Gen 2 and 1. Think how much money they would make overnight. Dude, that's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about how much money they're going to make overnight, just re-releasing old Pokemon games. And they could it's so goofy. I almost wonder if they're having, like, a bad year and they're trying to cover up for it. And that's, like, what they do. It's like, if they're having a bad year, they're just like, let's release some Pokemon games. Hey, look how good we're doing. They're about to buy a bunch of islands. Just saw a joke online that's like, the strategy of the Epstein files is actually just to lower the price of private islands so that more people can buy them. And it's just like, oh my god, it's like, why is that so disgustingly possible? Like, we made up a giant shadow cabal to distract you all from the fact that we're buying all the islands. We now own all the islands. Oh god. It's like, I can't tell what's real anymore. It's the Shadow Cabal, sadly. I wish they were just buying islands. I wish it was that simple. That's what McDonald's is doing. McDonald's is buying all the islands and land. Excuse me, you don't need to be a Shadow Cabal for that. You just need to be a real estate agent. They're making good progress, though. For literally having started these Pokemon today, not bad. Now, the real grind begins. Look at my man Teddy Ursa here. He's got 3 attacking moves, and let's see where he gets to at the end of them. It looks like Fury Swipe's got me started. And then I also have this very deep desire to grind Ghastly against the Sprout Tower guy, because he has Curse, which is just worse self-destruct for grinding. So I've catched the idea . Actually, I don't know. Will he send out Hoot Hoot or Bellsprout? Shit. I have no way to hurt Hoot Hoot. Besides Curse. Oh, wait. Oh, dude, depending on how he does it, can I double Curse and kill myself? Oh, that could be huge. Oh, that could be huge. Oh, whoops, I accidentally forgot to save any scratches because I was thinking. Lost in the sauce. I definitely think we're gonna hit 21. It would appear that all of my moves give me 1 level. So we're looking at about 60 fights per level. And he needs about 10 levels. Okay, so that's pretty awful. Unless I get more gas to these. Yeasleys and Bellsprouts. Oh, very nice. Let me save. I can probably head back now. I'm throwing away experience and Hoot Hoot to level 3, so I don't want to do that. I don't know why I'm so scared of clicking it, but... That's still a little bit of experience. You know, despite being shared, it's not bad. I can see progress. Progress, baby. Pixels. As long as pixels are moving, baby, I'm moving. Still struggling on the Bellsprouts. It's actually worked out perfectly because Teddiursa covers both their weaknesses. Phanpy can't hit Gastly, and Gastly can't hit Hoot Hoot. And Teddiursa can just swoop in and save them both. Looks like Phanpy's lead's about to take over though, because of Flail. Yoink! Mother of God. Yep, 18. Alright, Phanpy's lead is taken off. Teddy Ursa is going to stay in the lead, obviously, but Ghastly's going to get left behind. Which is why it's going to be fine that I grind Ghastly the way that I am, because I think Ghastly's going to probably have to hit level 38 as well. Which is going to be crazy. Phanpy, come on, bring it together. Get your head in the game. Come on, Phanpy. Oh, that's another reason why Teddy Ursa is so good. I just realized he's taking one of the level 3s from each Pokemon as well. Because Hoot Hoot and Ghastly are both a level 3, and since the Pokemon respective to, like, the ones that can't kill him, they're giving that up to Teddy Ursa as well. Who then, in return, gets his own when he starts grinding. So yeah, he is always going to remain ahead. So he'll be done first for sure. By a large margin. Can't notice it as much now. I mean, he's already level 21, but here in a little bit, he'll probably be like 25 when they're all just 20. Which is crazy, but he's getting the most experience more often. And they're all getting less because of it. It's just literally compounding. They're just basically doubles it. Yeah, because now instead of Phanpy getting well, no, I split it. Never mind. Well, no, because yeah, no, it's still he shouldn't be getting that experience. But it's not doubling it. I forgot. That's what happens when you record at 5 AM. If I was just playing the game, I'd have like a, oh, that's not good. Never mind, I'm stupid. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Thank god I'm just sitting here watching YouTube in the dark. But nope, I'm streaming. I'm recording. My embarrassing moments are live. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot. Daily. Not quite daily, but I wasn't supposed to be streaming this much this year, but my mom got third, by the way, if anybody's wondering. I don't think anybody's wondering, but my mom got third for her age group. Not overall. Not overall. She wishes. My mom does not run that hard. She's just happy to be able to participate. She trains so that she can make it, and nobody has to worry about her. Because she's got enough, she's gonna worry enough for everybody. I used to be the person who went with my mom to all her races, but not anymore. Around college, I stopped going to the race, because, I mean, it's literally like an all-day event. As fun as it is to spend all day watching my mom win a race, the further the distances got, the more it was just, like, literally me sitting in a chair playing Pokemon for 12 to 15 hours in a day. And, like, as nice as it was like, there's just this moment of panic when she shows up, and, like, we gotta get her, like, ready to go, and, like, yeah, and then, alright, another 6 hours of sitting here waiting for her to show back up. And it's like, oh, God. It's like, it feels bad, but on the flip side, it's just like, I don't know, it became a chore, because it was like, it wasn't my event. Like, my event was literally making sure my mom was well fed and taken care of, and then again, playing Pokemon in a lawn chair in the summer heat or the winter cold, because we used to live in Ohio. Sometimes it was spring and it was nice, or it was raining. But no, I didn't like hate it or anything. It just it got to the point where it was just like, dang, if you're gonna be doing 100 milers and I have to stay awake for 12 hours, it's like we need multiple people. She's like, okay, yeah, we have a crew, and it's like, oh, I'm working with other people now. And yeah, it's like you need a whole team and stuff like that, and you sleep in a tent or a car, or somebody has a hotel nearby, which I never got to experience because I was always too young, so I slept in the family car, and it was just like, it got to the point where it was like, okay, it's the middle of June, summer, in the American Northwest, or it's the Midwest, and it's like, okay, this is miserable. It's like, I'm so happy, like, you're getting to run, like, one of the hardest races of your life, but, like, this sucks. Cause, like, it's literally just small talking with other people, and then taking care of other runners for, like, 24 hours, and it's like, it's an experience that I wouldn't really, you know, I look back at it with, you know, not fondness, but it was an experience. It was a great experience working for 24 hours with these people and, like, you know, making sure people completed their 100 miler. But, like, I mean, it is grueling. Although I will say, looking back at it, it was good compared to now, because there's a lot of people now who just want the accolade of saying they've done it, and they don't really train. They get into enough shape to be able to do the thing, but not succeed at it. They survive, they don't thrive. And sometimes you have to rescue those people, and it's not fucking fun. Because suddenly your job has turned into a stressful situation instead of just like a, oh yeah, we're doing the thing. Oh yeah, dude, he's going to take off. It's not even fair. Yeah, we'll just make sure, actually Feint Attack is the last one. Because Feint Attack will hit everything. So then we drop to Lick. When Hoot Hoot shows up, we use Feint Attack. Perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I fucking love it. Oh yeah, he's a monster. He's gonna be done way before then. Unless I switch, no. I was gonna say unless I switch completely to Ghastly, but that'd be ridiculous. Although I probably will once I get to Haunter, truth be told. Alright, what are we doing? I'm switching to Feint Attack. I should probably save at some point. Because the other two are done, right? Yeah. Oh, so I've heard that you can't get Pokerus until you make it to Goldenrod. I'm gonna have to ask people about that, because I heard that, and I don't know if it's true, but when I played this game and Heart Gold Soul Silver, I also got Pokerus specifically when I got to Heart Gold Soul, or Heart Gold Silver. When I got to Goldenrod. And not before. So like I can confirm that. I don't have pictures of it. It depresses me that I don't have pictures of it anymore. Maybe I do. I don't think I do. I'm shockingly missing a lot of my early Pokemon pictures, which really makes me sad. I have... It's probably because I kept not getting Ghastly and then deleting the pictures, like, even from Reddit. And I look back at it, and it's like, I should have kept those. Because I don't even think I have a picture of the shiny Rattata and Unknown I caught from my very first attempt. I have them on Instagram, which is at least something. But like I didn't keep them on my phone, which is so weird. But that was pre-streaming. That was one of the things that really interested me about streaming was the library, because I used to catalog stuff on like my Instagram and whatnot, like a little digital scrapbook. And then the way I looked at streaming was it was like a gamer's catalog. It was like an achievement list. And then some gamers were just entertainers, and like that's their history, their catalog. But I realize now that it's more complex than that. Fury Swipes! Ghastly's trying his best. Oh shit, why did I send that? Oops. Apes. I did not mean to do that. Damn, Ghastly's not even gonna hit 19. Dog, are you trying? Hey, he's trying. Nice. Hey, he's trying over here. Oh, Phanpy's gonna hit it. No problem. Little switch train. Little switch. But Phanpy's got it on lock. Phanpy's 19 and counting. Yeah, the next one we might do some slow grind. Do everybody. And then if I had to guess, if I do the slow grind, Teddy Ursa will probably hit 30. We'll catch a Hoppip. Ghastly will hit 25. We'll go switch train him like we did Golem, if it works. And if it does work, it shouldn't be too hard to get Gengar. And then we catch or we know we already have them. We use Poliwag to get Poliwhirl at 25. And then I think the next two are Ladian and Ariados at 21 for Ariados, and it's like 18 for Ladian. What do you want to do? Do you want to sit with me? Hurry up. Hurry up. Do you want to sit with me or not? That's my baby. Yeah, that's my baby. You were just sleeping in that sideways flipped box. Why are you over here now? Why are you over here now? You just ate and you were literally just sleeping in that box. Why are you over here now? What? Alright, come on, Shiny Hoppip. Come on, Shiny Hoppip. Oh, I forgot about Ladybug. Have I caught Ladybug yet? I haven't. That's just straight up a new one for the Pokedex. I'm excited to do this too for one reason and one reason only. That I didn't get to do this in like my first playthrough. But like I have a visual like of how much progress we're making. Like a visual aid. And that's I'm already loving it. Because on the right side it's like, oh shit, that thing's empty. But it's gonna fill up fast. And it's gonna be crazy because it's gonna like by the time we're at the third gym, before we even fight Whitney, like when we're pre-badge 3, just at the third, when we're in Goldenrod, when we have access to it, we're gonna be 50% done with the game when we're clearing that area. That's crazy. And it only gets easier because the grinding gets better. Now, I don't think I'm gonna do trainer grinding like I am on what's his name in Sprout Tower. I don't think I'm gonna do that at all after this area. I've never done it. Well, that's not true. I've experimented with it in other playthroughs, but I've not used it as I just don't like it. I just don't like it as a method. I prefer this. I prefer doing this because it is my form of shiny hunting. June, I love you, girl, but this is one of those games where I need both hands to play, so I can't pet you. And you repeatedly headbutting me and my kidney is, like, cute until you do it 20 times in a row. And then don't headbutt the chair so hard that it, like, makes a noise. I genuinely, I think is it neurotic? I think there's something wrong with you, Kat. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what her problem is. I'm guessing her siblings are in her spot, and that's why she was sleeping in the sideways box, because she was pretending to be happy. Okay, yeah, stop. Don't headbutt the chair again. I hate that fucking thud just as much as you headbutting me in the kidney. It's crazy, dude. I think it, like, oh my god, I was reading about this. Cats, when they play with, like, lasers and stuff like that, get OCD. And I genuinely wonder if that's what it is her fucking just headbutting me rhythmically, is her having obsessive compulsive disorder. Because that's stupid I fucked up. I wonder if that's me. That's probably on me. Okay, yeah, you're done. Get out. Go find someone to take a nap. Stop. Jesus fucking Christ, stop. I cannot handle it. I don't have it diagnosed, but I have OCD myself, I believe, and I cannot fucking stand her headbutting me in my kidney every fucking 30 seconds. And then when I get mad about it, she just turns around and starts headbutting the chair. And she's not dying. I know some stupid fuck out there is listening to this. Your cat's head pressing. Do it. Oh my god, that makes I can just hear this one stupid fucking streamer talking about me. They were like, he abuses his cats. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, I live 24 hours a day with my cats on average. Like, I literally haven't left the house for 3 days now. I might leave the house today. On the 4th day. On the 4th day. I have not left for 3 fucking days, though. I've been in this cat's presence for 4 fucking days. But again, I might leave today. There's some stuff I'd like to go do today when my mom gets home. But the dog cannot be left alone anymore. He is 8. Which, I've never had a bulldog. But 8 seems pretty old for a bulldog, so a dog that already had crippling social anxiety, I can kind of see by the time it hits 8 that it's like, hey, I don't want to be left alone. And it's like, you sad fucking old dog. But yeah, somebody has to be home, or he has to go to the store with you, and like, I can go to like 2 or 3 card shops with him. But, like, I have to call ahead and be like, hey, this is what I'm gonna get. Can you have it, like, set out for me? I'm just gonna come in and swipe the card. And, like, people are always excited to see the dog. Excuse me. But he's, like, super friendly and doesn't have, like, personal space, like, understanding. So, like, he sniffs everybody's hand. I mean, he's a dog. But he sniffs, like, everybody's hands. And, like, you know, at a card shop and, like, specifically Warhammer stores, people will be standing around at tables with exposed backs of their knees and hands, and he'll like, dude, there's nothing worse than casually doing something and a fucking dog licks the inside of your hand. Like, dude, because you get, like, there's a moment where you're like, what? Come on! And then you see it's a dog, and you're like, ah, and then everybody's looking at you like, you hate dogs? It's like, it licked the inside of my hand. And then you have to, like, wait a moment for people to be understanding that a dog just came up and licked the inside of your hand. You don't hate dogs, but you now have to fucking wash your hand before, you know, you accidentally touch your fucking face. Like, you blow your nose, and then you go to wipe your nose, and then you remember a dog fucking licked your hand a minute ago, and you're like, oh, nice. Nice. Because, again, you weren't expecting to have a dog lick your fucking hand. But yeah, he's pretty bad about that. And then yeah, if anybody's behind a counter, like at a store when he's with me, he thinks they're getting a treat. So he jumps up on the counter. And at card shops, yeah, no. They don't want people like touching the glass, so they don't want a fucking dog leaning up against the glass. But he is well behaved in like the sense that like I think only once since we got him has there ever been a person he didn't like. It was weird. It was weird. We used to walk down, and when we lived in a different town, when I first moved in with my mom, we would go walk at this park, and there were just a bunch of, like, I mean, it was a retirement town, so there are, like, tons of old people, like, seeing somebody in their 80s was not uncommon, and seeing somebody in their 90s was like, oh, damn, she's still alive? And then you'd see her, like, 6 months later again, and you'd be like, oh my god, she's back out! She ate for the last 5 months to get the energy to do another walk. Good for her. But just once when we were walking him, and the weirdest part is, there was this guy that loved George. He loved seeing him every morning, and he was in like it wasn't a wheelchair. I don't actually know what it was. It looked like a wheelchair walker hybrid, I guess. So like you could stand up and use it as a walker, but then when you got tired, it like you could just sit in it. I don't know. But he loved George. And then just one day he was there, And, like, this wasn't uncommon, that people, like, older people who would walk would try to get their other old friends to get outside because, you know, once you hit a certain age, you're like, I'm not going outside. And then, yeah, you get fucking depression because you don't have fucking sunlight. But, anyways, one day he brought this guy out, and George just wouldn't go near him. He didn't growl or anything, but, like, he wouldn't let the dude pet him. And it was like, damn. It's like, sorry, dude, but, like, I'm a firm believer that if the dog don't like you, we got problems. And it's like, you're a 70-plus-year-old man, so, like, I don't think I need problems with you, but, like, the dog don't want you near him. Don't come near the dog. And it was just, like, this real awkward moment where my mom and I were both like, yeah, he'd never done that. And it was just so weird, because, like, the guy was just, like, the guy that normally shows up was just like, ah, oh, come on, George, come on! And then George is just like, dude, what is that next to you? It's just like, sorry, man, the dog's, like, hiding behind us. Can't explain it. And after all these years, dude, it was just like, dude, I don't know. I don't know if he's, like, George could smell, because sometimes dogs can smell things, but, like, I don't know if George could smell something on the guy, and he was just like, yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend touching him. But ever since then, man, he's never done that again. But he did get attacked twice, though, or 3 times technically. The 3rd time was so less violent than the first 2 times that I forget about it. But it was 100% attack. But the first 2 were so violent that, like, the second one was so bad that, honestly, like, looking back at it, I'm shocked we didn't lose him because of my ignorance. He had gotten attacked at doggy daycare, and, I mean, it was bad, and I just didn't know what to do. They called me to pick him up, and they were probably freaked out that I was gonna sue, but I had just moved out here. God, I can't even remember the timeline exactly. But they had cleaned it up enough that it didn't look fatal, like bad enough to be fatal. But by the time I had gotten him home, the swelling had, like, started, and then, like, oh, I mean, it was bad. Looking back at it, I'm so embarrassed that I didn't take him to the vet, but the local vet that we had, I'd gotten into a spat with. I can't even remember exactly over what, but I can't even remember exactly how she said, but she did the fucking, like, damn, well, if you were a good pet owner, your animal wouldn't be blank. And it was just like we do the best that we can. Like, we walk him every single day. My mom takes him on, like, 4+ mile walks. Like, he's loved. He goes to a daycare and swims and stuff like that. I can't even remember what it was. It was like, maybe he weighed like 70, like, it was, because we tried to keep him at 70 pounds, but maybe he weighed like 75 or something like that, and they were like, well, we'd like to be like in this range, and if he's overweight, if he was actual weight, and it was just like maybe he's just bigger. Like, I don't think we can walk him more. When we first got him, we would throw the ball for him at the, like, we had to, this is the craziest part, we had to teach him fetch, because he just didn't know what it was. At first, I would throw the ball, and he would chase it, and then he would just stare at it, and he didn't know what to do. So eventually, I got this idea where I was like, wait, Mom, go stand at the end of the park. And I threw the ball to her, and she had one of those chuckets from our old dog. And she threw it back with that, and he chased it between us. And then one day, it just clicked, and he just stopped. Oh, whoops, wrong one. He stopped taking it back and forth, and he just like actually brought, or he stopped running back and forth, and he just brought it back to one person, and then we used the chuck it. But the problem became with the chuck it that I could throw it so far that he would just run as hard as he could, and then he'd get back and he would just fucking throw up because he'd be like, I'm dying, and it's like, oh my god, you actually ran as hard as you could. And we had to like start learning how far he could run, and then like calling it before he would, because he honestly would probably have just ran till he died. The dog was just, he's always happy, which is so sad because he has that crippling anxiety when people leave him. But like sometimes you have to let it go. Like, you can't always have a dog with you. We were gonna try to get him service certified, but I can't remember what one of the requirements made us question that, like, if we walked in with him, they'd be like, no. I think it's something to do with like being able to control yourself. I can't remember the situation. I think it's other animals, and when he sees like non-people, non-dogs, he gets so excited in like a non-aggressive way that like I think it's one of the requirements. Because like if he was at a parade and he saw horses, he wouldn't like chase after the horses, but he would start like pitter-pattering and squealing to the point where like he's so excited he starts like he does this like bulldog scream. If you owned a bulldog, you know the fucking scream. Boxers do it too, I believe. It's kind of like a French bulldog, but like scarier, more folklore than dog. But anyways, he'd be useless in that moment if you needed him to do something because he'd be so focused on the animals. Like when we go paddleboarding, if we see horses, it's like, okay, shut the fuck up, I gotta focus. Which is funny because I used to laugh at my mom because she took it so seriously every time the horses were around. And like I would chuckle about it and she'd get so mad. And then one time she made me take George. Well, actually I shouldn't say that. I said I would take George because she gets so angry when like I crack jokes about how serious she is in those moments. And eventually I realized it's because he gets so excited. And you can't see this from afar as a secondary person, but he does his little pitter-patter dance. And when you're on a paddleboard, it's fucking the worst thing ever. Because he's like, I'm gonna tip us. I see horses. I'm gonna tip us. And it's like, don't fucking tip us. Don't. And then he'll like turn around to look at you and be like, can you see the horses? And it's like, dude, turn your ass back around. And then he'll flip back around and see the horses again and get so excited he starts dancing. And it's just like, okay, I see why this is stressful. It's like you can't see from a distance that he's like dancing this much because you're trying to keep steady. You're not trying to let him rock the boat to show other people like, hey, look what he's doing. Because if he falls, you got to get him back on as quickly as possible because he can't swim. So we have this like, it's a nice life vest. It's nice. But like, since he can't fucking swim, he's front heavy. He's so front heavy that like, it's bad, dude. Like, all his power comes from his front, so it stays up for like a second longer than his back half. But he just starts sinking immediately. So we got him a nice life vest that keeps his head, he keeps his head above water, but he just fucking floats looking at the sun. So you have to pull him back in as fast as possible. But if he flips you both, like, you gotta get back on, and then you gotta get him. So we have this lead that connects him to the paddleboard. So you can, like, reel him in like an anchor. Or it's more like a buoy, but... thankfully, when I take him, I never fell in. He fell once on the two times I've gone with him. She normally just doesn't let me take him. I'm guessing it's because she was afraid that... I don't know. I would lose the dog or something. But she wouldn't let me take him for, like, the first 2 years we went paddleboarding. 3 years? But finally, the last 2 times we went paddleboarding, she let me take him. And it's probably because she actually got to enjoy the paddleboarding trip the entire time instead of worrying about the dog. Which I enjoy that for her because I've enjoyed every trip tremendously. Which actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, would make a lot of sense because I once told her that the paddleboarding trips with her and my brother are probably my favorite experiences in life. And she looked at me like, why? And I remember thinking in that moment, like, wow, that's kind of shitty. Like, I really thought you'd be happy about that. But now that I look back at it, it was probably like year 2 of just her taking the dog. And she's probably thinking, like, that's some of the most stressful shit I've ever done. Like, why is that? Why? Like, yeah, it's nice, but why is that your favorite? And now it's like, I should ask her again. Now that I've taken the dog. Because you can actually enjoy the river and stuff like that. Because, like, now I understand. Because you're constantly looking ahead. Because you think you would see them and hear them. Because you're like, they're horses on a river. Like, you would. But no, they straight up elephant hippopotamus it. And they'll be in the water. And then all of a sudden, like, again, either they're up to their fucking faces enjoying themselves because it's like a billion degrees. Or their heads below the water because they're getting a bite of grass, and then they lift their head up, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Usually they're ankle deep, just chilling by the river in the shade. But sometimes they catch you off guard, and you got to be ready for those times. My most recent time we started. This is crazy. The most recent time we started going. Like, right as the sun comes up, so the sun's not hitting the water. It's like, literally, the sun is just coming up. And you don't need, like, polarized lenses to see into the water. It's crazy. You can, like, just straight up see into the water perfectly. No reflection. And the last, like, 2 times that we went, even though I had the dog, I've been paying... It's crazy. This is so crazy. We've been able to, like, pay attention to the fish. And I caught I still don't know what kind of fish it is exactly. I can probably figure it out if I spent 20 minutes on it. But there's, like, these giant sucker fish. They're not the plecos from the aquarium stores. I believe they're like a native, like, I don't know, it's probably like a hog razor or something like that, hog razorback or something goofy. But I swear I saw like maybe just the water, a 4 or 5 footer, and George saw it. It was great. He didn't know what to do. He usually gets excited, but like this thing just swam under the paddleboard, and it was like, okay. That's the biggest fish I've ever seen in my life. Catfish included. Like, wow. But, like, sometimes you'll be like, it's crazy. Sometimes you'll be going and you won't, like, notice unless you know where they're at. But there'll be, like, 200-300 fish below you. It's, I don't think they're carp either. And if they are a carp, they're, like, I don't know. They're definitely like a weird native carp, I believe. They could be non-native, but It's crazy though. The normal ones are like 2-3 feet. They're not giants. But you'll see like a 4-footer every so often. And it's like, that's a big fish. And it's just absolutely absurd. Not sure they'd be good eating though, because they're definitely bottom feeders. The key is like most of the river is like this super tall, and the craziest part is who knows what's in it. It's this super tall, thick grass. I mean, like you literally just, it goes from the bottom to the top of the river. You cannot see anything but grass, and then all of a sudden there's these big patches where there's no grass whatsoever. And if you know where they are, like in the certain parts of the river, you can like paddleboard to them. And then as you float over them, you'll just look down and there's just these shoals of fish. And then every so often, like you'll hit like a big empty spot. And I'm guessing it's like a territory of the fish. I'm not big on fish knowledge, honestly. I only took one fish class. If I ever went back to college, I would probably take a fisheries class. I wish I had. I think from what I understood, I only needed to take like 3 fisheries classes, and I would have had an associate's degree in it. Because it's like so close to the wildlife degree, but I didn't. I should have gone back. I could go back. If I ever moved back to Ohio, I'd probably go back because it'd be real easy to get a degree. And going back to school is a great way to get back into contact with those kinds of people. That'd probably be smart too, because fisheries will probably be a big deal in the future. I was interested in it too. I failed my first time through my fish class. Although, you took a, is it a 20, was it 23? I think it was 23 game fish. And you had to do English and Latin names for all of them. And if you missed 2 names, English or Latin, you failed the exam. And you got 2 attempts at the exam. And dude, I fucked it up, dude. I literally, like, it was one of those things where, like, my test anxiety manifested in college because of stuff like that. I had mild test anxiety my whole life. And then, like, it truly fucking manifested. Because I remember, like, the moment where, like, I walked up to a striped bass, and I remember going, oh, fuck, is that a striped or a white bass? And then I walked up to a trout, and I was like, oh, fuck, is that a brook or a brown? And, like, I knew the differences, but it was just a moment of, like, I had given myself, like, okay, I can fuck up one fish, and, like, so long as it's not that bad, I think I can get through this. And then, like, as soon as I realized that there was 2 fish I was messing up, it was like, ow, fuck. And then it was just like, wait, no, I can't have 4 fish. I can't mix up 4 fish. Oh, no. And it was just like, oh, it's over for me. But yeah, striped and white, and then I think it was brook and brown. But again, it was like one of those things where, like, I'd study it all week. I missed, like, in my, this is, again, crazy to say, because I failed so much, I didn't repeat classes, but I went to a 2-year school for 3 years, and I think I missed 5 classes, and not even, oh my god, I'm an idiot, Not even a joke. I think 3 of the 5 were an English class that I just despised. On like 2nd or 3rd day of class, she messed up it was her theirs or her twos. And when this kid pointed it out, everybody like snickered and she got really nasty. And it was like, okay, like you're in rural Ohio teaching kids English, which like they already don't want to be learning. And then you just got your grammar corrected. It's like, this is not a pretty situation. It's like, I would not want to be you right now. So for like the rest of the semester, she was just like, this is how it's gonna be, this is what we're gonna be doing, and it's like, okay, like whatever. And then like, I can't even remember exactly what it was, but there was a certain point where I was checking my grades on a certain website, and it said I had like an A in the class, and then I didn't realize that we had 2 websites at the school. I had to be checking both websites because she was only updating one of the websites, not both of them, and since I wasn't checking both of them, I didn't see that she was taking points off for me every day for not engaging in daily discussion and like other stuff. And it was like, yo, I can't fail this class. Like, I've failed enough classes. Like, why aren't you upgrading both or updating both websites? Like, I very clearly passed this class on this website. And she was like, well, you need to be checking both. And it was like, no, like, you update tests and quizzes on this website, but only daily discussions on this one. Like, as far as I'm aware, I passed this class. And she was like, well, what are we gonna do about this? And I was like, I'm gonna go ask somebody in the office downstairs about this, because according to the website, I passed this class. Now, according to the other website, I didn't, but I'm gonna go ask downstairs. And like, by the end of the day, I had an email that I had passed the class, and it was like going through to my advisor and stuff like that. And it was like I don't want to be the bitch here, but like our school's getting paid to use multiple websites. Like, that's not my fault. Like, it's a clusterfuck. But as the fucking teacher, you should be updating both websites completely. Like, this is wild. Because like I didn't have an A in the class at the end. Like I had like, it was like a B or something. But it was like literally just like joke stuff. So it was one of those things where it was like, I get that I wasn't participating, but it was like literally like write 3 sentences, then identify. It was like, dude, it was entry-level English because I didn't try it all in high school, and they'd like put me in maybe I deserved it actually. Let's rephrase that. I deserve to be in the beginner classes. But it was just like, oh my god. I also took my gen eds like way later than I think most people do in college. I think that's like something people normally knock out immediately. But I did not. I took 21 credit hours my first semester. Because I was like, I'm gonna go full-time, and I'm gonna be done with school in this many months, and I'm gonna work full-time, and I'm gonna pay off school as I go, because I can do this. Because back in 2015, when 15. Did I go in 14 or 15? I went in 15. I was making $9 an hour, I believe. Which, like, sounds bad. But with no high school education, in 2015, $9 an hour wasn't bad. Or no high school education, no college education. I literally just got my, oops. Maybe I should go back. Am I dumb now? Have I always been dumb? Or is it just the fact that I woke up at 2 a.m. and started playing Pokemon at 3? Yeah, right? I took a break at the first hour mark, I think. And I said, it's 4 a.m., who cares? Who cares? Yeah, so that would be 3 a.m. So yeah, I usually get up. I usually get up, look at my phone, check all my socials. I was talking about this the other day. I check like all my socials, and then I'll either immediately start streaming because it's so early in the morning that no one but myself and the cats are awake. Like not even the dog is up. So I'll just start streaming. Or if my mom is awake, I'll usually chat with her and see if she's going on a walk with the dog. And then if she's going on a walk with the dog, I'll usually join her on a walk with the dog. And then I'll either do some chores and shower, then stream, or I'll immediately stream. And then when I'm done streaming, do my chores and shower, and then start the next day. Well, I usually do a little doom scroll before bed, but... Streaming really changed the game for me, because I used to just play games and hang out and, like, you know, just do stuff. Before that, I just worked all day, and stared at my games. Oh my god, dude, when I had 2 jobs, I was literally wasting away. I actually was wasting away. I had lost 35 pounds. And depressingly, nobody around me noticed. I think that's the worst thing, looking back. Is that, like, nobody actually noticed around me that I had lost so much weight from just the stress of working all day, and, like, my roommates being like, hey, do you have money to do blank? And it's like, how do you guys have money to do blank? And they're like, well, we're going out. Do you want to go out? And it's like, and then again, I never realized it, but I was getting played because both of my roommates had significant others and were splitting their rent with them, and I was a fucking, I guess, loser who didn't have a significant other, so I was paying full for the apartment, and it was just like, how are y'all managing this? But yeah, you know, the power of love is, I mean, it's literally an anime. The power of friendship fucking gets shit done, dude. You can literally defeat gods with that. So, me, as a fucking lonely man with a mattress on the floor, wasn't doing much. I was waiting to get isekai'd. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for my fucking truck to come barreling down the street. Yeah, that's depressing to look back at, because I, like, constantly was just like, because at one point they were talking about going to, I think, Greece. And I just remember thinking, like, how? How do you have the money to do that? And then, yeah, I just, like, I don't know, it was a couple years ago, recently. I mean, all of that happened in, like, 2018, which is crazy to think that that's almost 10 years ago now. But yeah, it was just a couple years ago that I realized. It was just like, oh my god, yeah, they were paying half of what I was. What the fuck? It's like, we were all working the same, and I remember thinking, like, how do you guys have time and energy for it? Money! But I look back at it, and it's like, oh yeah, when you have a fucking partner to support you and, like, split costs with, it's like, yeah, I bet you guys were doing good. It's like I was out there on the fucking dating scene getting my heart broken every fucking week. It wasn't every week, but... I was a pretty consistent receiver of heartbreak, though. I'd say every 3 months, I received a good heartbreak. I received a good, it's not you, it's me. Which is, you know, code for it's you. Which is not a good, it's not a good one. People, like, I mean, kids know that. It's crazy that that still gets used, despite the fact that, like, literally everybody knows that you're bullshitting. It's like, bro, come on. Come on! You're not hitting me with that, are ya? Is it that bad? Like, how are we together for 3 months and you're hitting me with that? Like, tell me what the real issue is so I can work on it. And then after like 7 relationships, it's like, damn, dude, like I know it's me, but like nobody's giving me any information. Wait. Oh, fuck. I wanted stats. We already did them, right? Yeah, you done. You done. I gotta say oh yeah, we're cruising. It's hour and 10. I'm supposed to be, I guess we'll wrap up Teddy Ursa. I've been keeping these episodes to an hour. First and foremost, they upload faster. That's a fact. That's just a fact. Secondly, I don't want to get too burnt out, but I'm actually not burning out today for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because they're 3 brand new. I mean, Phanpy gained 2 levels immediately. I have been seeing nothing but progress today. Honestly, we might wrap up Teddy Ursa. I think my mom said she gets home this afternoon. So there's a chance I get if I did 12 hours of Pokemon Crystal, what could I get done to? If I did 12 hours of Pokemon Crystal, I think I could get done. I think I did the math and I said like I had like 14 hours of grinding to do. It would all come down to Pidgeotto. I would have to do an hour of Pidgeotto just to see how bad it is. Of just Pidgeotto. But I'm probably gonna have to call it on Pokemon. I'm not gonna do 12, I think. We can try. But I think I'm gonna play some Sulfur after this. We'll see. We'll see. We'll wrap up Teddy Ursa here in a moment, and then... Because, yeah, Teddy Ursa is already higher than, what, Quilava? Yeah. And Bayleaf. Oops! Yeah, so maybe we'll switch to the team grind. I didn't realize he'd gotten so far ahead of them. I just locked the fuck in. Feels good. I had not been enjoying this this grind as much. Pop it. Lady. Oh, whoops. Oh, that Caterpie didn't move the bar. The Bellsprout did, though. Weedle? Oh, Weedle did. We're good, we're good, we're good. I guess the question becomes, how many Pokemon does it take to fill the bar? And how fast can you do that? And from what I determined, it was all my attacks, which is like, what, 30, 35, so there's 65. Main attack's 20, so we're at 85. And then 15, so 100. That sounds accurate. 100 little blips. So what, I need 4 more levels. So 400 blips? Yeah, that sounds accurate. How many Pokemon are we really looking at, too? A lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dude, there's a lot. I want to say we'll be around 60 when we're done with this badge. Or right before it. Oh god, what am I doing? Lost in thought. I was thinking if I'd save state if I saw a shiny. I would want to. Hilariously, I would want to in case I ran out of Pokeballs. Because using a save state would just ruin the shiny. I mean, so that's part of the catch. I mean, or part of the thrill is the catch, and save stating would just be like, oh well, all right, we got it. Which I mean, you still have to grind it, but again, that's the thrill. Is that like, oh, okay, hold on. And 18 balls is a lot, but that's scary. Especially because I got rid of Hypnosis like an idiot. That's a true idiot move. Just use Curse and wait for it to hit 3 times and then catch them when they're in the yellow, though. That's all you do. I have used that technique to catch Pokemon, not shinies. I've used Leech Seed. I'll Sleep Powder a Pokemon, Leech Seed them, and then Sleep Powder them again, and then, like, as their HP is draining, I'll wait till it hits yellow, and then once it hits yellow, it's like, alright, start chucking. Ooh, big stretch! Alright, let's go save. Amazing progress today. Maybe we'll play more later. But I'm gonna be honest with you, my hand hurts. From pressing the A button so many times. Which is embarrassing, but I've been doing it for 2 hours, and I don't normally play computer games like this. I usually play on my controller. That's crazy. We zoned out. But they're all up, so we can grind them all together now. These are the big ones. Is Quilava 36? I think he is. I can't remember. I know how second stages are different. Bayleaf 16, Quilava's 14, Croconaut's 18. For Alligator's 30, and Meganium's 36, but is Typhlosion 36 as well? I can't remember. But anyways, YouTube, thanks for stopping by, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, thanks for being here. I will see you in the next one.